Alright folks, I'll tell you what, this is my fifth take. This darn song, I keep messing it up, so let me see if I can get it right this time. But I'll tell you folks, it's good to have you. Because I see you staring down, what's the score? It's all tied, you want more. You know it's true, what's inside of you. Believe it, don't you know? Talk to talk, walk to walk. Believe in the B-Leav-itt show. Independence Day, oh baby, step away. Believe it, it's time to go. Believe it, show. You know we can fly away. Up in the clouds I sing out loud, I'm okay. Believe it now, on with the show. Thank you for tuning in to the B-Leav-itt show, where believe it. If I can get through this day with a big smile on my face and true personal independence, just a baby step away. Well, believe it, so can you. Today is Saturday, June 6, 2020. I am broadcasting from the south side of Jacksonville. Just a little bit of sexy. And I gotta tell you what, folks, I have been walking today and I am feeling good. Feeling on top of the world. I've been practicing writing a song for, trying to do something to exercise my memory. So what I do is I try to create songs in my head, and then I sing them. And I sing them to other people that, they could tell me if it sucks or if it's good. And so far, I like what I have, and I'd sing for you now, but I know about the copyright things, and I don't want to get that taken. I've already got this show song, and I'm going to have to do something with later on if anything happens with this show, but I'll cross that bridge when it happens. Anyway, folks, I got to tell you that I wanted to go over some regular exercises that will benefit you. The best thing to do is walk. That is really the top thing to do. You can do walking. Now, if you have a problem with walking, there's things that you can do to strengthen your legs. Like you can do squats, which are kind of like sit-to-stands, but you're standing up and you bend your legs and you just kind of go to a seating position, but you don't quite go all the way down. Just go as far as you can and back up. One, count off as many as you can. And remember, it doesn't matter. If you can't do 20, don't do 20. If you can't do 10, don't do 10. Do as many as you can. That's it. And you'll find out that the next day you do squats, do those deep knee bends, you'll surpass your goal. Another exercise that I like are marching. That's when you're standing up, and you could do this at a kitchen counter somewhere where you can grab onto something to brace yourself. You can also use your walker, depending on how good your balance is. Now, I would suggest using a counter because it's more solid. That way you can grab a hold of it. But if you want to use a walker, do yourself a big favor and have something behind you in case you do lose your balance. That way you'll fall onto perhaps a bed or a couch, something that'll catch your fall if you do fall backwards. So remember that. Have a safety net, so to speak. And when you're doing marches, you're picking up your knees. That's simple, like that. If you can't stand up, you can also do that from your chair, where you just lift your leg up, basically, and just do as many as you can. Folks, it's not a competition, so if you can't do too many of them, don't worry about it. You just want to do some kind of exercise. So that's all it is. It's not, no one's going to be going, hey, you got to do more of those, because it's not a race. It's not a competition, folks. It's just, we're trying to recover. We're trying to get better. All right? And there is another exercise that I use where I stand on my tippy toes. And what this does is it strengthens your calf muscles. Standing on your tippy toes, that will strengthen your calf muscles. Do that as long as you can. Just stand on your tippy toes. Do it as long as you possibly can. Now, also I want to give you a memory test. You want to remember something. Now, what I memorized is 8 steps. I'm sorry. You want to memorize. I'm sorry, folks. This is my very special friend I'm going to call. Just to let her know what's going on so she doesn't worry about me. We're calling right now. We are calling the Philippines. Clear across the world. Hey, Mahal.
Hello, Mahal. Kumusta?
Mabuti. I'm doing a show. I'm recording. I'm right in the middle of recording a show right now.
Oh, okay.
You see that? So that's Sarah. She's in the Philippines, around close to Manila. And I just had to tell her that I'm recording a show. And I figured, heck, why not put her on the show? So, Mahal, I'm doing a show where I am going over some of those exercises you gave me. And I'm going to recite the 10 steps to stroke recovery, starting with step number 1, which is to have a plan, have goals. Step number 2 is to write those goals down so you can commit them to memory. Step number 3 is to surpass your goals. So, have goals that are very easy to attain. That way you can surpass your goals. Number 4 is to have fun, to do something interesting with your tasks. What I do is I play piano. Okay, you can have something, you could commit to song, you could do dancing, something like that. There's a multitude of different things that you can do to make your tasks a lot more enjoyable. So do that. Number 5 is to memorize something. Now what I do is memorize songs, jokes, and I'm memorizing these 8 steps to stroke recovery. Number 6 is to have a good diet. A very good diet is important. I have gone over several food items in prior shows. All you have to do is go to Google, type in brain food or foods good for your brain, and several great foods will come up that are very advantageous to your neurological condition. Number 7 is to forgive yourself. You're not going to be able to do everything you want to do every day, so it's okay not to. Don't beat yourself up. Forgive yourself so that you aren't going to go down the tubes, because this is a nasty condition. Sometimes you're not going to be tip-top shape, and because of that, you've got to give yourself a break. Number 8 is to get plenty of rest. Rest is very important. Even while you're working out, stop, take a break, sit down, relax, take your time. There's no reason to rush. Okay, number 9 is to get plenty of water. Hydrate your body. Keep your body hydrated. It is very important. Okay, and just as important as hydrating your body is to keep the Word of God. And that's what I use. And you can have your own special verses or whatever your belief is, belief system. Everybody has one. Mine is the good Lord Almighty and Jesus Christ. So I use the Bible, and that's what I would suggest using. Most of us do. There are several, endless verses that are beneficial to your everyday life. It's like a manual, pretty much, a life manual. And I'll tell you, I have a Bible today. It's my mother's Bible. And I'm going to go to Psalms. I'm going to Psalm 119, as a matter of fact. And my good friend Sarah turned me on to this psalm. This is a very important psalm. I'm going to recite Psalm 119, verse 4 through verse 8. And the reason I'm doing that is because my mother, she put in parentheses those verses, so there must be very important message. Starting with verse 4. You have laid down precepts that are to be fully obeyed. In obeying your decrees, then I would not be put to shame. When I consider all your commands, I will praise you with an upright heart. As I learned your righteous laws, I will obey your decrees. Do not utterly forsake me. Okay, folks. Well, hey, I gotta go. It is time to clock out of here. But I tell you what, I really enjoyed speaking with you today, and I tell you, if I can just reach one person out there and make a positive influence on their life, well, guess what? I have done my job. And with that said, believe it. If I can get to this day with a big smile on my face and true personal independence, just a baby step away. Well, believe it, so can you. Folks, thanks for tuning into the show. You have a good night. I'll talk to you next time.
Membership.